Okay, this is my 7th attempt in recording this video. I keep getting sidetracked. I feel like I need to write a script for it because I just don't know when to stop talking. But I'm gonna try and make it under 5 minutes. And I just wanna say, before I really get started, that I do consider myself a creative person. I just don't think I'm a wonderful artist. And I think this explains that a lot. I mean, it shows itself, but I thought about my dream center for a very long time, even before this project, before I knew about this project. So I added a little bit more than what was asked, just because I just have so much passion and thought. So let's start with the entryway. This is where you enter the building, and over here is going to be like the information board. It's gonna have maybe new art displays the children made, like if they did a center project, it'll be displayed here. Also, any information or resources the center currently has for any specific reason, it will be found here. And that's why there's a little piece of paper and of course a little plant. You're gonna see lots of plants in my center. And then this is a sink, because when you enter the building, you're gonna be asked by the receptionist, who's gonna sit there, to wash your hands immediately. This is not the best looking sink, but it's meant to have, like, be big enough for multiple people to wash their hands at once. And this is the sign-in area. And this sign-in sheet is going to be for anybody who enters the building. So it doesn't matter if you're staff or if you're maintenance or if you're a parent. It doesn't matter. You're going to sign in right here who you are, the time you came in, and the reason why you're coming into the building. And then you're going to either ring this doorbell if the receptionist is gone, or if she's there, she's going to buzz you in. And that's the key. You're going to need to be buzzed in. This door is locked. So you can leave, but you can't come in unless you are allowed access into it. And so once you're buzzed in, you're going to come here, if you're a parent, to the sign-in board. And this is where you'll sign your preschool child in, and there's a little lamp I drew and a little plant right there and another little plant. And then these are supposed to be benches just for seating, if your child wants to sit, or if you want to wait to pick your kid up, you can sit right there. Or if you're waiting for an appointment with the director, this is the director's office and the teacher's lounge. And this is the teacher's resource room, where they will work on their curriculum and perhaps conduct conferences. And then this is a staff bathroom. This is an emergency exit. And then this is the kitchen. Back over here. So then you enter the classroom through this door. And immediately you're either going to see the comfy corner, where there will be just a lot of soft stuff. There's a little corner shelf right here with a plant on it and some sensory activities like little puppets. And then right here there's going to be some stuffed animals, maybe Persona dolls. And then these are cushions and a comfortable little rug. Or you're going to see cubbies. So in this preschool classroom, 16 children are enrolled. However, only 12 children are scheduled max per day. So there's 16 cubbies, and then this is a bench. And there's little pillows, and this is where the parents and children can come when they're kind of settling into the classroom. And then right above the bench, right here, is a one-way window. So parents, when they arrive, they can kind of see what their children are up to in the class, or the director can kind of peek in and make sure, check on their teachers and children. And then over here, it's the teacher's cabinet. So this is where the teachers will put their things. Moving on. We'll come back to this area. We're gonna walk, and then this is the literacy area. There's a couch and a chair. This is where all the books are gonna be held. And then there's also a little corner shelf right here. And I did a little tissue box, but underneath, it's going to have a book on display, maybe the book of the month or the book of the week. And then below that, on the bottom shelf, because it's just a two kind of shelfer situation going on, it's going to be props for some of the stories provided, and then props for the book of the month or week. Right over here, next to it, I'll kind of zoom out a little bit. But right over in this area, this is the math center and the fine motor manipulatives. So there's tables for them to sit at. But yeah, this is mostly just the manipulatives area. And then over here, this is the block, the unit blocks area. And it's big because we all know children really like to build. And then this is the teacher's cabinet. In my dream center, there would also be like a stereo because right here is the music. This is the music center. And it's just one shelf, but it's got a couple of instruments on it and a little carpet, of course. There's carpets everywhere. And then in here, this is a half door. But this is the preschool bathrooms. There's 3 toilets and a trash can and a first aid kit. And the sinks. Again, I am not the best artist. And then over here is the teacher's storage. So this is gonna have like the mats and then the toys, like the mats for sleeping and the toys they use to change out the classroom and whatnot. Any sort of storage goes in there. And then right here's a sensory table right next to the sinks. I put a lot of thought into that. I made sure that the art center and the sensory table was close to the sinks because it does get messy. And so this is the adult sink, and then these are the children's sinks. And then right here, these little things are also supposed to be a water fountain. And then this is the trash can. And this is the door to enter the eating area. Like I said, in this center, there's only going to be 12 children max per day, even though there are 16 children enrolled, and then 2 teachers. 2 teachers. So these are the big cabinets, and this will hold like the broom and the mop. This is the sink, and then of course a non-slip rug. And let me tell you, this is another non-slip rug. And then these are non-slip rugs, because you can't forget about the non-slip rugs. Some counter space and a mini refrigerator and a trash can. And if you look closely, all these black lines right here, oh no, that's the door. But right here, right here, right here, right here, right here, those are the windows. In my center, there's going to be a lot of natural light, and you can't see it because this is paper, but it also has skylights. So probably 2 big skylights in here, and then maybe 1 skylight right in there in the eating area. So yes, the eating area, you come out here. This is the art center and writing center. The table, this is an easel. And then right over here, this is the Science and Discovery Center. And more plants. Right here, some plants, of course. This center has a strong philosophy on incorporating nature, almost within everything it does. So lots of plants and neutral colors. And then over here is dramatic play. Another plant, another plant. And this is a little crib. It doesn't really look like it, but those are the babies. And a little rug. And of course, this is the rug. This is the refrigerator, and then the sink and the stove and some counter space. And then this is a shelf, and that's gonna kind of have just the extra blankets and the props, like some dress up clothes and whatnot. And then something special about this dream center is that because it's a preschool, it's a class full of 3 to 5-year-olds. I think something that I've noticed is that these guys are really busy because they're learning about their bodies. They're using them a lot. So I created a little big body movement area. It consists of just a balance beam that sits on the ground. It is not high in the air or anything like that. It's just like a foam balance beam that just sits. And these are also foam balance stones. That's what they're called, stones, but obviously they're not stones. They're covered in foam. But this is an area where the children can come to kind of just get those big body movements out of their system safely. So I made this red carpet because the rule will be If you want to come over here and if you want to balance, you have to take your shoes off. So 2 children in this center, max. And you can balance on this, walk across, or you can balance on the stones or try and hop across the stones. This is where you can kind of get those big body movements out of your system. And so 2 children in this center, I would say 2 children in this center, 4 children in this center, 4 children in this center, 2 children in this center. I want to say 4 children in this center, 2 children in this center, 4 children in this center. I mean, ideally 1 child in this center, just because this is kind of, I mean, this is the comfy corner. This is the relaxation corner. This is where you come to, if you want to be by yourself, and or if you need help regulating your emotions or kind of process your emotions, if you want alone space. Ideally, this is 1 child area, but it can hold 2. So yes, that is my indoor space. Now let's go outside. So this is the door leading outside. Oh, and yes, I included a fire alarm. This is the door coming outside, and you're gonna have a water fountain right here. But this is the bike path, and I made it green because I want all of this, unless it says otherwise, this is grass. So the bike path is going to be made of soft surface material, and this little rectangular area right here, I labeled it, but this is also soft surface material, but everything else is grass. And then this brown is dirt, and this brown is dirt. But let's keep it over here. So you enter the play yard, and this is the bike path, and this is the active play zone. So that's kind of where the children can do whatever they want to do. This is a big boulder. This is the water fountain, and this is a log where the children can either sit or kind of climb over. These are some tires where they can climb and play. And then this is a tree, and this will also kind of offer shade over the tires partially, because the children can sit on the tires too. This is another tree, and then this is kind of a hilly area too, this little area. I added that specifically. This is a boulder, and another tree, and another boulder. And then right here is the garden. Sorry. Yes, this is the garden. And then this is the playhouse. And right here is the storage. And this is where like the bikes will be held at the end of the day. And this is where the helmets will be held, or anything really, the first aid pack that belongs outside. This is where it'll go to. So yes, then we'll come over here. This is the climber, and it's on the soft surface. And then these are the swings. So yes, this whole area is a soft surface. Then we come over here, and then this little black outline, I didn't know how to, there's no way I could have drawn it, but this whole area right here, everything that's underneath this black rectangle is shaded. So the animal hutch, the woodworking area, the art activity table and benches. You can't see the benches because they're tucked under the table. And then the sensory activity table and benches. They're all shaded. And that's because this center has a strong philosophy on nature and outdoors. They really, really try to go outside every day. Unless the weather is hazardous, they're outside. So that means rain, that means snow, that means sunshine. So I made sure to incorporate a shaded area just in case they do experience some of those types of weathers. I grew up in Washington State where it rains a lot. So I'm used to having covered areas in my play yards, and I like that. So yes, this is covered. This is like shaded. And then of course the trees to help shade as well. Yes, I think I'm done now. This is my center, and then this is the mess that I made to make this beautiful center.